Okay, so this is an updated version of our video for problem solving expectations. I wanted to do this so that you could get a little bit more clear expectation and visual of what it looks like on the computer work. So we read our story our problem 3 times. First read is what's happening. So I'm just focusing on the overall story. No numbers, no questions. So it says, the zookeepers at the Dallas Zoo and the Fort Worth Zoo were collecting data on the weight of their walruses. They each have 3 adult walruses, and the Fort Worth Zoo has a baby as well. Freddie the walrus weighs 1,968 pounds. Agnes weighs 1,825 pounds. Sonia weighs 1,679 pounds, and the baby weighs 883 pounds. What's the combined total weight of the 2 largest walruses? I read that, and I think what's happening is the zookeepers are weighing their walruses. Done. So that's what I'm going to put right here. The zookeepers are weighing their walruses. Okay, now put it in my own words. I kept it simple. Second read is for the question. We use the number 2. We just focus on what is it that we're doing for this. So read it again. The zookeepers at the Dallas Zoo and the Fort Worth Zoo were collecting data on the weight of their walruses. They each have 3 adult walruses, and Fort Worth Zoo has a baby as well. Freddie the walrus weighs 1,968 pounds. Agnes weighs 1,825 pounds. Sonia weighs 1,679 pounds, and the baby weighs 883 pounds. What is the largest combined total weight of the what is the combined total weight of the 2 largest walruses? So what's happening, or what am I solving for? Well, I think I'm going to be adding to find the total of the 2 biggest numbers. Okay. Now for the third read is that important information. So it's the numbers and labels, and I'll show you exactly what that means. I have to just pull out that information. So the zookeepers at the Dallas Zoo and the Fort Worth Zoo were collecting data on the weight of their walruses. They each have 3 adult walruses, and the Fort Worth Zoo has a baby as well. Freddie the walrus weighs 1,968 pounds. So I'm going to write down 1,968 pounds and label it with Freddie. Okay, I'm going to pause it and finish doing that so we don't lose our time. So as you can see, I finished reading the problem, and I went ahead and pulled out all the values and stacked them up with labels. So I have the number, and then I have pounds for label, and specifically each name so I can keep them separate. The next part is the plan and the equation. So I know if I'm looking to find the total of the 2 biggest numbers, I need to compare the numbers to find the biggest and then add them up. My equation for that is going. Okay, so I've got my equation written. So now I look at that, and this is when I would take my paper and I would solve it all out. I would line them up, I would add them up, I'd do expanded form if I needed to, and then I'm going to type my answer in. I'll take my work from my paper, and I'm going to type in, okay, the answer is 3,793 total pounds. Okay, and that is it. Notice it's on slide 3 of your work this week, so you have this example for you everywhere. A couple of things you need to remember. Pull out the important information for the third read, literally, specifically, each of those values that you need to pull out, that you need to use or not, needs to be in that box. Your equation is different than your answer. Okay, and the last couple of problems have been a little bit tricky to have a plan, an equation, and an answer when the answer ended up being a expanded form equation. But now, hopefully this is a little bit more clear. You guys do your best, and I'm looking forward to seeing your work on these 1-2 new problems. Good luck.